President-elect Donald Trump's first 100 days agenda, well, it's already beginning to roll out. Mr. Trump naming RNC Chairman Reince Priebus Chief of Staff and campaign CEO Steve Bannon as Chief Strategist, as we've been reporting. You know, it's the first step toward getting Mr. Trump's agenda going, but some proposals like establishing congressional term limits for those people in that building on the left, well, that make it a pretty hard time getting past Congress. Think they want to end their jobs? And some other proposals like immigration deportations could face legal challenges. Joining us now is David Schwartz, defense attorney and former prosecutor on all this. David, I mean, you're in the campaign. A lot of promises, but you know what? How many lawyers are there in the United States who, you know, can run into the courthouse and, you know, stop you, or at least attempt to?
Sure, there are millions of lawyers. So, look, there'll be legal challenges to a lot of these issues. But, you know, as far as the term limits goes, Eric, you mentioned the term limits. That's really going to be more of a political challenge than a legal challenge. You got to get a 2/3 supermajority of Congress, and then you have to get 38 out of 50 states to ratify. So that will be an uphill battle for President-elect Trump.
Yeah, and Senator McConnell has already said, yeah, good luck with that, basically. Talking about the wall. Today, or in the interview tonight with 60 Minutes, President-elect Trump apparently says there could be, part of it could be a fence.
Right.
Earlier, you know, today, the speaker was saying, well, some of it could be virtual. You know, you also have the EPA. You've got environmental issues. You've got eminent domain. There's a lot of private land. Sure. I mean, and that could be, theoretically, could that be tied up in court for years?
Yes, certainly it could be tied up in court for years. But, you know, President-elect Trump is a doer. And I'm sure he's going to try to efficiently get this, you know, whatever wall is going to be there. I'm sure he's going to process those eminent domain issues and give the people fair compensation if they are having some land taken away from them, that there will be some fair compensation here. So I expect that there will be some sort of movement on that front.
And what about his promise to erase, quote, all unconstitutional executive orders? I mean, can folks challenge that, or can he, by is what President Obama said, he's got the pen. Yeah, can the President Trump use the pen, right, as well as President Obama did?
Right. So President-elect Trump is claiming that some of those executive orders, you know, certainly concerning deportation issues and immigration, were unconstitutional in the first place because it had to we needed laws to be passed through Congress. So by undoing the unconstitutional act, that won't be an issue constitutionally. So he could take his pen and undo many of those executive orders without any legal challenges whatsoever.
So you actually see some clear going for some of these issues?
Yeah, I do. Certainly, you know, on the issue of deportation and protection, you know, some of the executive orders that President Obama made during his presidency, those could be undone just by creating a new executive order. So I don't see legal challenges to those.
And how about his promise and vow to either repeal or change Obamacare somewhat? We talked about it during the campaign. You know, he says keeping the 26-year-olds on their parents' policies until they're 26, as well as the pre-existing conditions. Right. I mean, who's going to come in and try to, you know, challenge some of that? Yeah. And you see that happening?
Well, look, the argument was that Obamacare was unconstitutional. So and certainly he can't do that by executive orders. That's something that cannot be done by executive order. That you know, you need legislation to undo Obamacare. And certainly I believe that there will be political solutions here, maintaining some of the aspects of Obamacare. Certainly children, you know, being on their parents' insurance policies, and a few other items will stay. But they're going to change it, but they're going to change it legislatively, not through executive order.
Well, you know, you got a lot of lawyers up and down K Street. I mean, they make a lot of money, and that's why they're there. So no matter what administration is in power, you get challenged. But finally, quickly, right, Attorney General, which is since we're talking law, the top legal officer of the land. Right. Any inkling, do you think, on who that could be?
I think Rudy Giuliani's the favorite. I think if Rudy Giuliani wants the job, and I believe, you know, through sources that I know, that he's thinking about what he wants to do in his future. But if he does want the job, I believe he will get the job.
All right, David Schwartz, thank you for your legal insight, and I know we'll be busy over the next few years.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Eric.
Barthel?
All right.